Hi everyone, Stock Jock here. We're going to go over GIJoel's Gaming Cabinets building of a BuildChoice cabinet that I recently received. I did an unpacking video a couple weeks back, and now we're going to go ahead and actually build this cabinet right now. GIJoel gives us a great manual to start off with, and if you just follow the directions that he's put inside the manual, you should have no issues. Here we have the first box that I've opened up, and that is, he gives you a nice little cleaning cloth. It's got his actual logo printed on it, which I thought was pretty cool. We also have in here the parts that are going to be necessary for the first part of the build, and along with all the hardware you need, and everything is well labeled. There we are. You see that we had an audio cable. He even gives us a tool to use to help put this cabinet together. And then what I'm taking out here is a power supply with an on-off switch. And again, we'll show how to put all this together onto the cabinet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, he called it an outlet, like an outlet on the back of the machine. And we're just going to need a couple of the screws that, again, I said are well labeled. And we're going to take those and fish them out, and we're going to attach them to the outlet port, is actually what he called it. And we're just going to attach it with those two screws. He does say not to use any kind of electrics, like drills or anything like that. I have this electric drill here, battery powered, that I set the torque very, very low on it. So as soon as it got tightened, it actually would stop. And I found it to be very, very useful when I was putting this together. So we've got this in here. This is the very first process. It's actually the #1 item to put in. The next thing is we're going to take one of the side panels here, and you'll notice that he's got a bunch of things marked on the inside there, and we're going to take the power supply and actually mount it to this side panel. And again, he's got the same screws that you're going to use with putting in that power outlet port on that one panel. I'm going to take these and we're going to put them in real quick. I will tell you, everything is so well labeled on these sideboards. And you can't literally screw this up. It's so well labeled, and so now we're all done here. We've got it all finished up. Got the last screw in, and just so you know, I usually do is I start with one screw in one corner and then go to the opposite corner and do it there. Now we're going to go with the speaker kit, and I will make one thing about this speaker kit is there is this plastic sleeve. Or a frame that the actual volume control sits in, and be very, very careful with that plastic frame. It is very, very brittle, and mine actually broke, but it wasn't a big issue. I just glued it back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to place this plastic frame for the volume control inside this E panel. And make sure you do it the right way. It should be facing down in the panel. And again, I believe Joel's got on his new directions even a little bit more information on how that needs to face that plastic volume frame, because I had to take mine out and change it around. But just make sure you place it in the correct way. And you'll see that I have it in there now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the volume knob for your sound control, and we're going to insert it into that plastic frame. And once we get it in there, and it was a little tricky, I wouldn't say it was easy, but once I figured out how it went, it was a pretty much of a snap. And then once that's in there correctly, and you'll see how it is. It's everything is so well thought out. We're going to take a screw and we're going to put it into the actual volume control and that that plastic frame, and all it does simply is to hold everything still, because once it's in the E panel, it stays in there. And there you go. You can see how we have it in there now. And there you go. It's a volume knob, which it just turns, and that controls your volume. All right. So next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in all the I call them the cam bolts or the cam post, and on this side panel. You'll notice that wherever a cam post went in, there was a hole, and then there was like a line right next to it. So every place that you saw a hole with a line straight above it, that is where the cam post went in. Again, I used my my battery-powered screwdriver, and I have it set on a very low torque. So as soon as it hit, it stopped. You know, going in, the screwdriver stopped. So I did is I went around and I put all these in, and you'll see I'll kind of speed things up here in a minute, because kind of boring watching me put all these cam posts in. You know, what's different about this process as compared to an Arcade 1-Up is Arcade 1-Up did not use cam posts. What they did was they had a long screw that they put through the actual side panel, which is why you had all those holes. There's not going to be any holes on the outside of these side panels whatsoever. And so now you see there, I put them all in, and you can see where I put it there close, you can see that the cam post had, right next to it, had a little line. So every place you saw that cam post spot had a little line there, so you can't miss on where those go. And this is the second panel. Did the same thing. There you go. Got them all in. All right. So next we're going to do is now we're going to start assembling the actual center panels. And here's where you'll notice is that. Like it says A2 will meet up with A2. Again, everything in here is so well thought out. So here we have H2 is now going to marry up with the H2 spot on the side panel. And they just simply slide right in over the cam post. And we've moved through now. Now we're going to go to the I panel. And we're going to simply put in I panel 2 will marry up with I2 on the side panel. Yep, now next we're on to the next panel. Again, if you just look on the inside of each of those center panels, you will notice that there is a letter and a number that corresponds directly with the same letter and number on the inside of the side panels. Here we got the G2 panel. Okay, now we have the speaker panel, which is the C panel. Look at the craftsmanship there, by the way. Here we have the F panel. F2 simply goes where F2 is on the side panel. And now we have the E panel. E2 matched up with E2. I can't tell you how easy this was. Oh, and now we have the marquee panel, which is the K panel. K2 simply marries up with K2. Now we're on to step 5, which is where we're going to be putting in the cam locks. And the cam locks were again simple to install. Wherever you found those big round holes, you just need to insert your cam lock, and you need to make sure that your cam lock arrow was always pointing in the pointing towards the bottom opening where the cam bolt would come through. So every one of those big cutouts got a cam lock in them. Joel suggests putting those in afterwards, like I'm doing right now. You can do it either before you put the panels in, or do it after you set the panels in. It was a little tricky, I will say, to get them in, but if you'll notice, like he's got that cutout there for your hand to actually fit in there to put them in. I thought that was pretty ingenious. Now what we're going to do is actually tighten down the cam locks. And they basically did was they took about a half a turn, and they automatically latched on to that cam bolt, and so it didn't take very long to do this part. It's just there's a lot of them. And I even used my battery-powered screwdriver to do some of them. I found it'd be a little quicker. And you'll know once they attach, they'll kind of hit a little click once they attach and lock on, and also you won't be able to screw it any tighter. And in some of those areas, I couldn't actually get my battery-operated screwdriver in. I had to actually use that tool that Joel gave. All right, so next we're going to do is attach the bezel frame and the marquee. Which includes the monitor, of course. I bought the kit that included the monitor. I highly recommend it. It's a great it's a Dell monitor he gives you. And similar to an Arcade 1-Up, it simply fits right in that slot. And you can't put it in the wrong way either, because he has his logo at the very, very top. And there you go. You see, he's got it all marked out. Your monitor hardware. Again, if you put together Arcade 1-Ups, you'll notice a similarity here. And this is, we've got these plastic anchor pieces. And I said, and I put these in loose because you're going to want to have a little bit of play in this, because when you go to put the other side panel on, you're going to want to be able to move things around a little bit. So, all right, so now we're on to the next step, which is putting the other side panel on. Just as with Arcade 1-Up, lining these things up is always a pain, and I will say this was no exception here. But if you just take your time and have a little bit of patience, you'll be able to get this done. And I kept doing was just kept moving a little bit, move a little bit, move a little bit, move, until I started getting them all to kind of fit into the right spot. We're getting there. I told you, it basically was move, push down, move it a little bit, push down, move it a little bit, push down. And like I said, it's no different than an arcade one-up, getting the everything lined up. I haven't got my flashlight out a little bit. I'm sure a lot of you have probably done this as well. And there we go. Looks like I finally got it all down and matched up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the cam bolts, or excuse me, the cam locks into the to the other side panel, and we're going to set them all in there, and then we're going to tighten them all down. And there we go. We now have the bar top all finished. Okay, next we're going to move on to the base assembly. Again, he's got his instruction manual is very well laid out. And we're starting off with our side panel, and you'll already notice that I've already put in the cam bolts in. And I'm just tightening them down here. I put them all in by hand is what I did. And now I'm just tightening them down, and then we just take up the support boards, and they all match up. Again, it's exactly the same as it was on the bar top. Everything just matches up. There we go. And we're putting the actual cam locks in now. I had to take that one out because that hole was a little tight to get that cam lock in. Again, GIJoel recommended putting the cam locks in after you set the boards. And now we're tightening them all down. Okay, now we're going to the other side, putting all the cam bolts in. Again, with those cam bolts, you can't miss where they go. There's a hole, and then there's a little line right next to them. And we're just lining everything up, getting them all set down. There we go. And we're putting the cam locks in now on the other side. And now we're going to tighten them up. I will say that the tightening of the cam bolts was a little tedious at times, but once I did get it finished up, it all worked out. Now what we're going to do is simply slide in. Everybody remembers this part, sliding in that front kick plate, and there we go. We now have our base unit constructed. Now here you see, I purchased the, I call it the old school coin door. This is GIJoel prints these up himself. Basically those coin doors were held in by screws. It was easy to do. The screws matched up exactly, the screw holes matched up exactly with holes that are actually pre-drilled. And here you see I'm putting in the 3D printed coin doors that Joel made. And again, they just attach with screws. And look how good this thing looks. He did such a great job designing that. Now we're going to marry the bar top and the base together. So I've already got it up on the table, set, ready to go, and you'll notice under those holes, by the way, those are for your extra buttons. Because this is a one-button game, Joel sends you a control deck that has 6 buttons on it, And you're going to want those extra buttons on the bottom side for, you know, like your game start or coin in, and your settings buttons. So anyway, so here we're going to get ready. We're going to marry the bar top and the base together. And it lined up so well. And then you had to install you had to install those 4 wooden dowels in on each side. Again, you can't miss it. The holes are already pre-drilled. And now we're going to go and there's those holes again. You'll see what I'm talking about. I should have placed my volume control in a different spot. I don't like where it is. I'm planning on moving it, by the way. And there we go. Now we're married up. There is a plate that Joel gives you that you secured, similar to like what's on a arcade 1-up on the deluxes. I didn't show that part because it was just too hard to video and you couldn't see anything. Now what we're going to do is he also supplies a riser. And it's ingenious how he did this. Again, you just put in your cam bolts and marry up the boards. That I can't stress how easy this is. Basically, you just match up the letter and number to the letter and number on the opposite board that you're going to be putting it into. And now we're going to put our cam locks in. You'll notice there in the bottom that there was those holes. That's on the bottom down there. There are 4 long bolts that Joel gives you that simply go through the inside of the cabinet down into that riser down there. And it's just 4 of them. And he said, don't even do them tight. Here we have the completed machine. And just look how beautiful it is. By the way, I got the art from Stickersmith. I highly recommend it. So easy to put on. Joel's control panel came already with the artwork on it. And I got to tell you, I am loving it. And this thing is built like a tank. Joel, can't thank you enough for such a great machine that you gave me. I appreciate you.